Hey everyone, welcome back to the Valencia Career Mode. It's Season 1, Episode 11. It's our season finale, guys, and we have a banger of an episode coming up. But first, let's go back to that last game in the previous episode, our derby game against Levante, and we had an emphatic 4-0 win against them, and it had all the components of a really good game, guys. 5.9 expected goals for us. The chance creation was there. The possession was a tad low, though in certain portions of the game, it was quite decent, and we were in their final third, constantly threatening. It really was a good game. Like I said, the chance creation was there. We were working the ball well into the box, and central to all of this was Enrique Salinas, guys. He netted himself 2 goals, and it was just a perfect performance. He was getting into the scoring positions, but also was taking part in both the build-up and the chance creation in all phases of the game, and that's so wonderful to see from our youngster. Now we move on to the episode, and the games we have are a mixed bag. Athletic Bilbao, Real Betis, Espanyol and Celta. We have to get, I'd figure, at least 2 good results if we're to get our goal, which is European football, guys. We're currently in 5th. That gives us Europa League. 3 points away from 4th, but I don't think we're going to get Champions League. Sevilla is a really good team, and they've been really picking up some momentum. But we have to watch out for the guys below us. Osasuna is right on our tail, 2 points behind us. Villarreal is 5 points behind us. And if Athletic Bilbao win this game against us, they're only going to be 3 points behind. So this is a must-not-lose game. But really, it is a must-win because Osasuna is so close behind us. And this is not going to be an easy game, guys. Remember what happened in the first game with Athletic Bilbao? We were torched, absolutely terrorized by the pace that Inaki Williams was showing us. Luckily, I think he's transferred out, and that is going to be a huge difference, but the style stays the same. They're going to attack you, fast build-up and forward runs when they regain the ball, and they're going to have runners in behind, and this is a really hard-working team. So even though Inaki Williams is not there, they still got those 2 strikers, the getting behind target man partnership. Then you've got your free-roaming winger and those bombing fullbacks, and when they come out and attack, they attack with pace and ferocity, and that is something we're definitely going to have to watch out for. You can never discount hard-working teams, and Athletic Bilbao is just that, and they still have quality. Berenger is still there, and then they've got a really good CB who is going to anchor everything when all those players go forward. So this is not going to be an easy game by any means. We're going to put Salinas in because he's just been performing game in, game out, and there's no way I can drop him. I'm going to try out Moriba at left center mid and Wirman as CDM and see how this works. Guillamon needs a little bit of a rest. Musa is going to take the right wing position, and Vas is going to be our right back for this game. And we're going to fight like hell to get a point at least against Athletic Bilbao here. This was a pretty back and forth game to start, and that's kind of how I remember the first game. We scored 2 goals, then Athletic came back and actually won the game, and it was like this again. They had a good chance, Silas, not to make a save, and then we're right at their throats, back at them. It was very much a tennis match at the beginning, which is not common for us. Salinas gets into the box, good shot, but it's saved. And slowly, it was Atletico who took the initiative and had the more dangerous chances. They passed into space well. This time, Villa Libre gets it and unfortunately puts it past Silasen. We couldn't defend well enough. Their direct passing was a slight surprise to us, and we just couldn't deal with it. And they kept on coming, to be fair. They had some really good chances, albeit some of them were distance shots, but they were all pretty dangerous, and Silasen had to continue making saves. Athletic Bilbao continued to come at me in the second half, and it was really uncomfortable and difficult for me to deal with them. They had a lot of shots, speculative efforts, and they were in my face a lot. And you can tell that they lost a little bit of quality up front when they lost Inaki Williams. It wasn't as potent, but to be fair, Villarreal came in and was really good. He got an amazing goal here, guys, and we are down 2-0 in the 51st minute, and I quickly noticed that there was something wrong. It just wasn't flowing, and I changed Wirman, took him off from that CDM position because there was something not working there, and it paid dividends, guys. We were scrapping it out later, but we finally managed to get a goal back in the Kettler again. proving that he is one of our best players, always popping up in those important situations. And it really was that CDM that Wiedemann apparently can't play that was the problem, because immediately after the switch, we played much better. And like I said, it was a scrappy affair and there was blocked shots everywhere. But finally, De Ketelaere, at the second time of asking after a million blocked shots, he gets a goal in the 85th minute, guys, and ties it up. And we steal this result, this tie against Athletic Bilbao, because we probably didn't deserve it on the balance of play. But in the last 30 minutes, we rallied, we switched the system, we switched the personnel, and it worked. And sometimes you just need to win in a different way than you're used to. You don't always get to win in your style. It wasn't a good game, guys. Honestly, the 3.5 expected goals, the 8 shots, a lot of the chance creation came later on when we made the changes. And ultimately, that did save us the game. So I'm glad, but Atletico controlled this game. And I'm not talking about possession, because they were happy to relinquish possession and hit us on the counter. But to control a game means to play the way you want to and force the opposition, in this case us, to play out of our comfort zone and not do what we want to. And that's exactly what Athletic Bilbao did. They had a little bit more distance shots, yes, but they had the more dangerous opportunities. They dictated the way this game was played, and it was played mostly on the counter. And fortunately for us, De Ketelaere stepped in and put in a performance that saved our asses again. 2 goals, he made it happen. He got into those positions in the danger area later on in the game, but more importantly, he took the ball in the middle of the park and he made things happen, guys. 31 passes, 29 completed. He usually doesn't have this many, but he was involved. He was getting on the ball. He wasn't afraid, and he bailed us out, guys. Without him, we wouldn't have got this draw. We have to make sure our next performance is much better, and it doesn't get any easier because we are up against Real Betis, guys. And I remember how tough this game was the first time around, and they have that in-your-face style without the ball. They press you after possession loss. They're going to hound you. They play a high line, and that's very uncomfortable for me. And then they have that slow build-up possession, which, if they're a good team, and they do have technical players, can be really potent against us. They set up in that classic, I call it classic, system with a target man up front and a free roaming number 10, because that's what I usually see here in the La Liga. And then they've got just bombing fullbacks. You've got center mids getting forward. It's a very offensively inclined system, and they're going to be in my face and they're going to be getting forward. I know it's coming. We just have to prepare for it. Now, I'm not sure why I don't have Antonio fully scouted, but we know what he's all about. He's a physical specimen. He's a workhorse. And then you've got guys like Canales out on the wing who are super technical. And this is a really good blend. And it worked last time. We have to be super vigilant, and we need a result because we are even on points with Osasuna now. So we definitely need a result, guys. I'm going with the strongest lineup in terms of overalls, if you want to call it. Guiri out on the left, Marcus Antonio on the right, Vega comes in at striker, Salinas is going to step down for one game here, come in as a sub perhaps, and we're going to fight like hell to get a result here. I'm not going to lie, I was pretty nervous coming into this game. There's only 3 games left, and we need some results because Osasuna is right on our tail, and I want to get European football, so I pressed for an early goal here. I really wanted it, and we had a good opportunity to start the game. It's a cutback, but saved by the goalkeeper, unfortunately, and I'm not sure if this was down to the nerves, but Real Betis took control of this game for the next 20-30 minutes, and Antonio put them in front. 1-0, guys, and I was really not feeling this game. I had a bad feeling about it coming in, and after this goal, I was pretty deflated. Now, we were able to get a decent chance in the 29th minute. It was a turn, a shot, and then a rebound from Antonio off the ass of the goalkeeper. And I thought this was going to be one of those games where I just can't get through. And it was a struggle, but Marcus Antonio came to the rescue. He surges into the box and powers it home, guys. What a pressure reliever from him. That's a load off my mind, this goal, because we were getting nowhere in this game. Real Betis was stifling us, and that really relieved the pressure. And he struck again. Marcos Antonio with that pace. He got in there. I thought this was a wasted opportunity, but he gets it, and it's deja vu, guys. He puts it in, and it's 2-1, and thank God, because this game was not going as planned. After going up, it was a little bit better in the second half for me, but still, Betis was doing a lot of things that were really cumbersome and difficult for me to deal with. Nipping the ball, getting half chances like that, just being in my face and constantly applying pressure, getting decent chances. Antonio was heavily involved and he got another good chance here. It's saved by Silason. It was very uncomfortable to deal with. Slowly, I got into the game, and even on that chance, you see we counter, we get a good shot here from Soler, and it's saved by the goalkeeper. I was able to calm it down, and for most of the game just at least keep some boring possession just to calm it down and make sure we don't lose this, because we really shouldn't be winning it in the first place. I didn't want to lose these 3 points. We get one chance at the end, it's saved, and honestly, not that I played anti-football, but we took it really slow. And we got the result. And you know what? That's all I cared about in this moment, because for whatever reason, I couldn't deal with their press, and I didn't feel comfortable going forward in the manner that I usually do. So I was happy with the 3 points that we locked into from Marcos Antonio's 2 goals. We'll take it and we'll run. Honestly, I don't care what the stats say. This was not a good game. 7 shots, 3.5 expected goals. Yeah. It wasn't a good game. We had some opportunities because we countered at times, but they weren't good opportunities, and the possession wasn't there. Certainly didn't have dangerous possession in their final third. A lot of it was in our own half, and all you have to do is look at the possession lost heat map to know how bad this game was. Look at that. That's record-breaking, how many times we lost the ball in our own half, and it's unforgivable, and it was uncomfortable. And honestly, the only reason we won is that we created some chances for Marcos Antonio out on the wing, and he converted them. And that's the only reason we got the win, and the only reason this game looks halfway decent in terms of the scoreline and maybe some of the other stats. It wasn't a good game. Simple as that. But we got lucky, and now we are 2 games away from the end of the season. We are 2 points away from Sevilla. We're 3 points ahead of Osasuna, and it doesn't look bad. Sevilla actually plays Atletico Madrid, so if they lose and we win our remaining 2 games, there's an outside possibility that we get Champions League. Very unlikely, but possible. I'm just looking for that Europa League spot, and if we get 1 win, that should be enough because we have the goal difference on Osasuna. Now, we face Espanyol next, and we did really well against them earlier on in the season, but it's an away game now. It might be a little bit of a different dynamic. It's another team that favors fast build-up forward runs. So we're going to be extra vigilant and make sure that our defense is on point. They're playing a 4-5-1. They've got their striker running in behind. And I've seen this many times with that striker running in behind with the fast forward runs. This can dismantle our sometimes frail defense. But they don't really send too many guys forward. Their fullbacks don't bomb forward. The central midfielders are set on support. And in terms of the wings, they have an asymmetrical setup with the left mid cutting inside. He's getting into the box a little bit more, and the right mid is free roaming. So we have to make sure, because that is also their best player, Mbarba, that we put a man on him and not lose sight of him. But even in that central mid area, because they have those 3 central midfielders all set on support, they've got some quality there. Maximilian Arnold, good long shot taker. Morlanes is a quality all-rounder, and they can really hurt us on the counter especially. So we have to stay vigilant, guys. I'm going to make some substitutions here. I'm going to give Blanco a start on the left-hand side. Marcos Antonio is a little bit tired after that game. Salinas comes back into the starting lineup, and I'm hoping he can make a big impact. Guillamon takes the CDM position because Virman is not the man for that job, and I'm going to give another start to Mosquera. I'm confident in his abilities, and we're going to try to get a result here against Espanyol, guys. Let's have it. Guys, this was the Salinas show, especially early on. This guy's insane. I'm calling it. He's a beast. He's an absolute beast. He was getting on the ball, making things happen. A long shot there. It's saved by the goalkeeper. Off of this corner, look at this. An unconventional header, Zlatan-esque almost. It's saved by the goalkeeper again, but he gets on the ball consistently. He gets into such good positions. I can't fathom playing this guy anywhere but striker now. I know he can play anywhere, and I said it was still up in the air, but look at this. He's getting shot after shot, chance after chance, responding to me dropping him, and then he gets a header, and it goes in, guys, and he was just immense this game. He was showing it to Espanyol, and it was all us for the first 30 minutes. And then completely against the run of play, Espanyol gets one chance here. They work it around well, to be fair, and they get an easy goal. And Silasson can't respond, and it's all of a sudden 1-1. Completely undeserved, too. That goal seemed to have kickstart Espanyol a little bit because they came out in the second half with wind in their sails and they were really threatening here early on. We couldn't get it out. Silasson had to make a save, and then off the corner, we defended poorly, to be honest, and it's a scrappy little goal here, and it's 2-1, and it completely deflated me. For whatever reason, towards the end of the season here, we lost our mental fortitude, and every time we went down, we just couldn't get things going, and on the contrary, Espanyol was going from strength to strength. They were dangerous, and Silasson had to bail us out, and I'm thankful that we have such a good goalkeeper at the back. In the last minutes of the game, I was able to sort of get a decent chance here, but again, it was from distance. Condredi gets a shot. It's saved by the goalkeeper. Nothing too dangerous, and then we have a really good golden chance here off the corner, guys. It's thrown in back towards Salinas, and he misses it. In the form he's been in, and in the form he was in this game, I would have bet any money he scores that, and it was an open header for him at 6'4". That was a golden opportunity, and he knows it, and he missed it, and he's young. We'll forgive him for that because he was really good this game. But unfortunately, we lose this game, guys, 2-1, and that puts us in a really difficult position. We'll see how the league table looks after this. Okay, before we look at the league table, let's have a look at this game and the statistics of it. 10 shots, 5.3 expected goals. There was a lot of chance creation in the first half, guys, and it was the Salinas show. It was all down to him. He was making things happen, and we had good possession to start that first half. Everything was fine until that first goal, and then we completely deflated. We dropped out, and the second half happened, and we lost this game. But when we were potent, we were working the ball into the box. Salinas was having a wonderful game, guys, and you can see his impact. 3.4 expected goals, 6 shots on target. He was involved. He was the focal point. He was making things happen. And I'm happy, but unfortunately, we lost this game and it means nothing. So now we're into the last game of the season, guys. 2 points away from Sevilla, so technically we still have a chance for that Champions League spot, but I feel like that ship has sailed because I don't think Sevilla is going to drop. But we have that Europa League spot, and we're 2 points clear of Osasuna. So a tie with the current goal difference should be enough to secure Europa League. However, there is that nightmare scenario where we lose, Osasuna wins, Villarreal wins, and we fall out of European competitions altogether. I don't think it's likely, but it's possible. Guys, all we have to do to stop that from happening is just tie at home against Celta. They're a team towards the bottom half of the table. I'm not going to do a tactical analysis. I'm going to keep it light for the last game of the season, guys. Salinas has deserved to play this last game. I'm going to play Vega out wide, Marcus Antonio out on the right-hand side. Other than that, it's a very familiar lineup. Let's see what happens in this last game of the season, guys. The magnitude of this game is pretty big because we are fighting for European competitions, but I tried to keep calm and just play my football. And it worked, guys. The first chance we got, it was my man Salinas. 1-0, guys. He puts us in front. Calm, cool, collected. He doesn't feel the pressure of the moment and puts us in front. And he let us play with a little bit of freedom early on. To be honest, we didn't create all that much in this first half. Nothing too dangerous other than that goal. But we kept good possession and we didn't let Celta have any opportunities, which was good. But like I said, the chances were half chances. They weren't anything too crazy. But we did everything we needed to do. We switched the play when we needed to. We made good runs when we needed to. And we tried to create, but it didn't work. It was half chances. In the second half, we started to let the pressure get to us. That's how I'm going to describe it. And Celta slowly started to gain real good momentum, and this shot was ridiculous from Iheanacho. And I thought that went off the crossbar directly, but on the replay you can see this was a save from Silason. What a save it was. I mean, look at this. Tipped it just onto the bar, guys. That was a world-class save, and he was saving our asses, to be fair, this game, because Celta continued to have chance after chance. Silason was continuously bailing us out, and it was in the back of my mind that, okay, Celta need 2 goals here to really threaten our position, so even if they get 1, I still should be safe. And as the time went down, not that I got comfortable, but I was like, okay, you know what, the chances that they score 2 goals is low, but it turns on a dime on you. Beltran gets it in the box, he puts it into the top corner, and now we're really sweating. 78th minute, Celta continues to attack, and they start playing scintillating football, guys. Wind in their sails, and they really put the pressure on me. They put it out to the wing. It's a one-time cross, and this volley goes past Silason, guys, and it's 2-1. It is 2-1, guys. The nightmare scenario has just opened itself up, guys. Now we are at the mercy of both Osasuna and Villarreal. And the question is, do we get Europa League? Do we get Conference League? Or do we fall out of European competitions? I'm fearful to see. Guys, we did it. We got 5th. Osasuna and Villarreal only tied, and we dodged a bullet there, guys. This is a successful season. We got Europa League. Scored 72 goals. That's 3rd highest in the league. Yeah, we leaked a lot, but that's a byproduct of how we play. Of course, we have to get better as the series goes on, and we will. But this was a successful season. Atletico win the league. Real Madrid gets 2nd. If you go down the list, you've got Barca as 10th. That's a surprise. Betis fell down during the season, and you've got your relegation candidates. You've got Elche, Cadiz, Mallorca. Mallorca in specific has some really good players that we might be able to nip. Kangan Lee might be making an appearance back in Valencia, who knows. If you look at the stats, Joao Felix tops the goal scoring charts, 27 goals. That's a big reason why they won the league. We've got the Kettler at 17, so that's pretty good. And 13 assists as well, so that's very respectable. I told you guys he was our best player, central to how we play. And in terms of clean sheets, I'm not surprised Silason is not at the very top. 7. I mean, we leak goals like crazy, so it's not a surprise. And that's it, guys. We do a very decent job in the league. 5th, we got 120 million from the board for the league position. And to tie up some loose ends, you've got some youth intake here. The board expectation was to get 1 of each position. It's impossible with my system because I only send twice at 6 months. So you're never going to have 2 youth intakes during one season. You'll have it right at the beginning of the next season. So I altered that. Feel free to do this if you have an unrealistic board expectation. And we get a random striker, and it doesn't matter. I wasn't looking for anybody in particular. We fulfill the goal, and the board expectation is met. We did our brand exposure goals earlier on in the season, having a run of games without defeat and signing a player. We only failed the Copa de España because we fell out right at the beginning with Las Palmas. Other than that, we got the league finish, and the other goals are long-term, so we'll have to see next season if we're able to get it. But overall, it was a really successful season. A quick look here at some other leagues. Eibar and Almeria will be coming in to La Liga, with the other teams fighting for that 3rd spot. In terms of other leagues, you've got City winning the Premier League, United scraping 4th. You've got Olympique Marseille beating out PSG. That is pretty embarrassing for PSG after already losing out to Lille. And in the Bundesliga, Bayern didn't win the league. I'm not sure what it is. Bayern never wins the league in my saves. And Atalanta won Serie A. That's another surprise, perhaps. Porto won the league on goal difference. You've got Real Madrid winning the Copa de España on penalties. That must have been a really good game. You've got City winning the Champions League against Bayern. Guardiola gets his Champions League cup. Yeah, that's nice. And then you've got Leverkusen beating out Lazio. That's an interesting Europa League final. And Roma beating out Leicester in the conference final. So Mourinho gets a trophy. And yeah, that is the season, guys. And what a season it was. There was some ups and downs for sure, but some definite dominant performances mixed in there, and you can really see that this tactic will come together. Now, we also brought in Salinas, and that future looks bright, and next season is going to be a big one for him, guys. Before I leave you, I just wanted to tell you that there will be some changes coming in to the series overall and to most of my series. We're going to be doing things a little bit more realistic, in fact, a lot more realistic. So stay tuned to that. And before I go, I will leave you with how the squad developed over the season. But yeah, guys, a successful season 1 with Valencia. I will see you next time, guys, next season. Laters!